Not too loud. Okay, good morning and welcome to Sunday. Today's a one-take Sunday. We're on the iPhone 13 on the front camera. It's probably not going to look any different. I don't think there have been major improvements made to the front camera. Anyways, the entire weekend has a theme, and the theme has been phone setup. It's actually been rather unpleasant. So as you know, I set these phones up as new every year when I get the new 12 Pro, 13, 11, all of that, whatever, I start over fresh. I kind of still pretend it's about 2013. And up until very recently, in fact, the last year, I've been doing local on the Mac through iTunes, through music.app, through Finder, local encrypted backups. Why? Because I like the idea that the world can shut down and I still have a backup of my phone in my house, in my office, in my bedroom, wherever. Recently, I have switched to iCloud. I have the 2 terabyte subscription, so I do the iCloud backups. But when you restore the iPhone from a backup, you restore all the caches, all the bugs, all these problems that make the phone slower, have worse battery life, have weird, inexplicable bugs in different apps and in system files. I don't want to deal with that. Once a year, I can take a day and set the phone up as new. So I attempted that Friday night. I got back from the shop. Ended the vlog with opening the 13 and taking the initial look at the phone, and then just started with opening and downloading some of the apps and stuff like that. And so far so good. Saturdays when I got into syncing things like music, and I ran into huge problems with music.app, the iTunes replacement. For some reason, it automatically defaulted to having the sync library feature turned on in system preferences. And for whatever reason, this got rid of about 1/3 of the content per my playlists and replaced it with content that doesn't at all belong in those playlists. Like my Beach Boys playlist was full of Fergie and Adele and all of this stuff that is not even close to the Beach Boys. It has nothing to do with the Beach Boys, in fact. So I spent hours trying to figure out how to restore previous copies of that library. It was extremely stressful, kind of wrecked part of my Saturday night, so that sucked. And I'm aware that I'm doing this in a way, like you said, Nate, this is how Steve Jobs wanted us to do this 15 years ago, and I'm still doing it that way because I refuse to be like everybody else and just go to Apple Music or Spotify or whatever the subscription service is and just let them randomly play music and then I thumbs it up or thumbs it down and it builds a library on that. No, I have a very weird taste in music, and anybody that knows me can agree to that. If you listen to my library on Shuffle for an hour, you will hear everything, every genre. You'll hear music from the 1800s, you'll hear music you've never heard before, you'll hear classic rock and jazz and reggae and comedy music, and just all over the place. So I'm not willing to say goodbye to that. Anyways, all of my library was missing. You double click a song, it would just duplicate it. So now there's 2, neither one of them play. It was a wreck. I was about ready to just go buy a new Mac and like restore a Time Machine backup from June and then just copy those files over because nothing was working. Anyways, I figured it out. I only lost a couple items. The majority of it's there. I have synced and rebuilt the majority of my phone. I am still syncing photos from photos.app. No problems there. All of that's pretty seamless. And then I'm syncing music from music.app per playlist. And now, after hours and hours and hours of recovery and configuration, that seems to be working well. The apps are just coming in straight from the App Store. I search the one I want, I download it, it's really fast. I open it, I log in with Keychain. So that's been pretty smooth. Complaints on the 13, not really any. The cameras are larger, they are thicker. You put the phone down flat on a restaurant table, on a desk, on a piece of glass, something like that. It will teeter a little bit on the cameras. I think that's gonna be a short thing that we live with here for one generation of phone. It looks like the 14 is gonna go either get thicker or the cameras get smaller or whatever happens. It's not really a big deal. It is fast. It is truly, truly fast. It opens the camera like that. The 120 Hertz ProMotion makes a noticeable difference. Not as huge as I thought it might be, but it's definitely noticeable. Something that you will definitely notice going back to a 12 Pro or earlier. It will feel older and a little bit more sluggish. Not crazy, but you feel it. Battery life, so far it's a new phone, it's unbelievable. Cameras are unbelievable in low light. The bigger lens means more light in all situations. What makes a better photo? More light. So that's been exciting. I haven't done a ton of playing with the device yet and using the new settings. I've been setting it up over the entire weekend. And of course, around some leisure time. We've been able to go to brunch. We had brunch here at the house today. We went out to Sea Level tonight. downtown, had a great dinner overlooking the city. I took some photos there. Maybe I'll throw them in here if I remember in editing. My arm's tired, I'm exhausted. We're going to bed early. It was a busy weekend. It was a kind of a shitty weekend in terms of weather. Like, it rained on Friday, which was really weird. And then yesterday was partly cloudy and a little cooler and some rain during the day. And then today we woke up, everything was wet, totally gloomy today. I don't know what's going on. It's supposed to be in the upper 80s by the end of the week. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow on Monday. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. If you've gotten the iPhone, I hope setup was smooth. Leave me some comments below. We'll talk this week. Good night.